Hi everybody, so in this video I'm going to try and answer the question about what happens next when you finish Starfield. And you've probably heard talk about how New Game Plus is very special in this game, and also about, do you keep your character, your skills, your training, your loot, and your ships, and your money and weapons as well. And after just finishing my first playthrough of Starfield, I had a really good time. Recommend it to everybody. And remember, this is going to be a bit spoilerish as well. I won't go into real details about how things happen, but to give you an idea of what happens is going to give it away. If you think, actually, I don't need that, then turn this video off now and just play it, because what I will say is the New Game Plus, what happens when you finish the main storyline, is really good and will make you want to keep playing Starfield. So if that's enough, turn off the video. Okay, so for everybody else, so what happens when you get to the end of the main storyline? So you've collected all the artifacts together, and you defeat these Starborn, or you persuade them, and then you can choose to go to the Unity. So you build the thing that was in the lodge, but you can build it in your spaceship, and you activate your grav drive and you go there. And in this particular part, what happens is you're given a summary of what you've been doing, and you have a conversation with a person who basically says, how do you think you did with your life? And do you want to go to the next universe? You've got to give up a part of yourself, but you can go to the next universe. Or, if you want, you can stay here. And that's quite important, because what you can do is you can actually say no at this point, and you can back off. You can go back to where you were, just to get back into the ship, and you can just carry on finishing side quests and main missions and things like that. And then choose to go through the Unity at a different point. If you choose to go through the Unity, you become a Starborn, which are the people you may have come into contact with and are fighting. So they have like the silver suits on. You get given this special spaceship. You've got this special space suit that is pretty powerful, and your ship's pretty powerful as well, and it can jump far, and it's got loads of cargo space and things like that. You don't get a special weapon though, or at least I didn't get a special weapon. And then you end up back at the beginning of the game. Well, you end up back in space with your first mission to go to the lodge. So you don't have the underground mining thing, and you go to the lodge, and the people are there who were there at the beginning of the game, and they're saying, well, who are you? You're meant to be dead, or we don't know where you are. And then you can choose to explain what you want to them about what's happened, about if you're a Starborn, and then you can choose also to kind of do the first few missions, if you like, that are kind of the training missions for getting artifacts. Or you can then go off and start playing through the game again, and you can interact with the characters. And there's different conversations you have with them now, because they know you're different. They're like, well, gosh, are you even human? And all this sort of stuff, which is very exciting and very, very cool. However, you don't bring your ship with you, although you do get another frontier. So when you go to the spaceport, you'll see you've got this... you go and see the ship services guy, you'll see you've got this new Starborn spaceship, and you've got like a frontier. So you've got a frontier, but you don't have any other ships. You don't bring any of your weapons with you, or any of the other loot. You do, however, bring all your skills with you. So all those skill points you put into your character, they're still there, which is good. So you don't have to worry about upgrading those. You can carry on and doing that. And then the idea now is you can choose what you want to do with your character. Do you go through the race, because it is kind of a race of collecting the different artifacts to create the machine again, so that you can go to the Unity again. I'll tell you why you might want to do that in a minute. Or you can, just play through the game again. You might think, well, actually, last time, I know with me, for example, I kind of fell into being a pirate with the Crimson Fleet. I didn't really mean to do that, and I didn't finish off any of the United Colony stuff about the Terramorphs. So I think what I might do this time is I'll definitely finish off that storyline. So probably stay away from the Terramorphs, stay away from the Crimson Fleet, and I'll probably spend a bit more time with the Freestar Collective, like the Cowboys, and also on Neon as well. And to be honest, I didn't really spend that much time on Mars doing different stuff. There's big chunks of the game that I missed off. So I'll definitely do a different playthrough. And then the idea is that you can then go to the Unity again, and what happens next is the game changes again. Now, I've only played through it once and just gone through the Unity, so I'm in my first iteration of Starborn. But you change as you go through, so you become like a different Starborn. And I don't know any specifics, but I've heard some really fascinating things about how perhaps the gameplay is changed as you go through. Someone said that there was a version that when you go through, you only get one life, so you can't die. So if you die, you would then have to jump into another universe, and then another universe, and all sorts of fun stuff. So it seems like what Bethesda have done with Starfield is that they have looked at the concept of New Game Plus, which they haven't really played around with before, and said, how can we make that a logical part of the game? And they make that logical part of Starfield by saying, well, that's what these characters do. They jump from universe to universe, and each universe is slightly different, but also mostly the same, and you're starting again. But they've also said, well, what happens if people keep doing New Game Plus, and they've built in mechanics to change it every single time. You'll have to watch other videos from other content creators about perhaps what does happen, because I don't know, I haven't got there yet. But I know I went through the Unity, and I got back to the lodge, and all the original quests started popping up. Go and see the guy by the tree and all this sort of stuff. But you know that you don't have to do that stuff now. You can go off and just explore if you want and open up different quest lines. And I was like, ooh, yeah, I'm definitely ready to start again straight away, straight back into the story. So that's very exciting. So there we go. So that's what happens when you finish Starfield. It doesn't really finish. You can choose to carry on with the character that you've got, or you can abandon all of your loot and ships and weapons, go through the Unity, become a Starborn, keep all your perks and your skills, and then kind of start again, but things are slightly different. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have, like, comment, see more, the same, press subscribe, and of course I'll see you again soon.